Our guest, our first guest, is now on the line. We are talking about TMZ's Michael Babcock. Hello, Michael.
Good morning.
You are an official friend of the show, sir. It is always great to see you.
I feel like a regular at this point.
Yes, indeed. By the way,
how'd the procedure go last week?
Thank you for asking.
Thank you for asking.
Guys.
The procedure went
I've been thinking about you, and especially when I knew we were going to talk today. How'd it go?
You're so sweet. I've got my what is this called?
Compression sock.
My legging
you got a
on.
compression sock?
I'm going to wear it for 2 weeks. Okay, we have no blood clots after the procedure. Actually, as I'm feeling my leg right here, it's still numb, but we're healing. We are
on the mend, Michael Babcock.
I could not be happier. That's what I love to hear.
Now you can sleep at night.
Yes,
I'm all right.
Indeed.
Thank you.
You are updating us this morning on a couple of trenders here.
Yeah.
One of them has to do with Wendy Williams. Now, this has been kind of a sad saga to watch unfold. Her lawyer is pushing back hard against reports claiming that she has dementia and aphasia, pointing the finger at a possible leak from someone tied to her guardianship. Update us on what is happening with Wendy Williams.
I mean, this Wendy thing has been such a roller coaster of a ride. If people aren't aware, she is under a guardianship. It might be called a conservatorship in some states, but the reality is, for Wendy, she doesn't make her decisions, day in, day out. She lives in an assisted living facility in a memory care unit, which is very restrictive. She doesn't have control over her finances. She can't come and go as she pleases. And she wants out from that. She says, through her attorney, Joe Tacopina, who is one of the most, renowned defense attorneys in the country, that she's fine, that she's not sick, and that she, again, should not be living under these conditions. She was diagnosed with those two things, with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia. And aphasia is what Bruce Willis has. And if anyone has seen Bruce Willis's condition recently, I mean, it can just ravage you and drastically change your life. And that's what they say she has. Wendy has pushed back on that. She said, no, that's not, I don't have that. That's not the diagnosis. So they finally sent her to be retested. And there was a report this week from People magazine, and they spoke with some source of theirs, that Wendy had once again been diagnosed with this frontotemporal dementia and the aphasia again, backing up the original diagnosis and seemingly then sending the message, she is where she needs to be, because this is the level of care that Wendy needs. Tacopina tells us, no, this is false, that it's not a true and accurate report. And like you said, that whoever is giving this information to People magazine is somebody who's got some ulterior motives, and those motives are not telling the truth and are not Wendy's best interests or her well-being. So you hear it yesterday, you say, all right, well, at least there's going to be some sort of resolution to this situation. And now it seems like we're back at square one. They say she's got this disorder. She says she doesn't, and the fighting continues.
That seems like such a sticky situation. I would assume that this is one of those deals where it's a court-ordered doctor given to her to get the test done. So this isn't something that she can't, because she needs to have multiple opinions, I'm sure.
Right.
But she can't pick the doctor. That's
right. I think that's a great point, and I think Joe Tacopina, knowing him and having spoken with him even about this case, I think those are things that he's fighting and trying to make sure that she sees a doctor that they feel, not saying the state doctor's not impartial, I don't know, but I'm sure they want to go to somebody that they know for a fact is impartial and they can get a true diagnosis here, because it's so critical to what ultimately happens with the guardianship. I mean, she wanted to go back to work. She wanted to go back to work on television. Obviously, if she's in this memory care unit, that's not going to happen. So there's really a lot on the line for Wendy, and she's still a relatively younger person. She doesn't want to live in an assisted living facility, and she wants out.
Right.
Before we talk about Kid Cudi and the latest there with regards to the recent Diddy trial, can you update us on what you do know about Wendy Williams' current living situation? You mentioned it's an assisted living facility, and she doesn't really have freedom to come and go.
She doesn't. She doesn't even. She can make phone calls out, but she can't even receive phone calls in. She has to stay on this one floor. It's the 5th floor of this building in Manhattan, and she has no real ability to go anywhere. Certainly not to leave the building. It was a big deal a couple of months ago when she went out to dinner. She had to get special permission, and there had to be somebody there with her, sign her out, sign her back in. So it's not the way she wants to live right now, and she is still living there, and she's been there for more than a year now at this point. There was one time when one of our camera people was actually down there on the ground, and Wendy is crying, and she's pressed against the window.
I remember the shot. I remember that exact shot. She's looking down.
Yeah, it was a striking image. Yeah, bottom line, she really wants out of there.
How
and she sounds a lot better than she did. I'll say that much.
I just don't understand, like, human rights. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can we keep her locked in this building without
She's an adult.
Right.
Exactly. Even if she does have mental health issues, okay, sure, don't give her a television show, but let her have basic human
Bruce Willis
rights.
is with his family. I mean, like,
exactly. That is wild.
I think, that's so important. You've got to do the least possible. I mean, she's got less rights now than some prisoners do.
Exactly.
I think that's just a reality.
She's not in prison. This is crazy.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the update there.